So our president seems to think he's a genius. He got on Twitter, even had a press conference to tell Americans just how much of a genius he is. Why? Because he was on The Apprentice and he won a presidential election on his first try. Okay, little boy. I see how that is. You want to sit there and say that you're a genius because you did something that other people have done. Other people have had TV shows. And I've seen you tweet bad about people who have had successful TV shows. So obviously they're not geniuses for having a TV show, then neither are you. And then you say that it's because you won a presidential election on your first try. Now, before I get to the facts of that, here are a few other people who have won elections on the first try, and I wouldn't assume that any of the three of them are geniuses. One was Bill Clinton. Another, George W. Bush. And lastly, President Barack Obama. All three won a presidential election on their first attempt. Now, did you ever tweet that any of those three were geniuses? No. How many times did you tweet that Barack Obama was an imbecile and a terrible person, a terrible president, and all this and that? He was elected on his first try too, sir. Now, let's get to the facts of it here. The fact is, Donald Trump is either suffering from dementia or he's lying. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not suffering from dementia, unlike some of my liberal, counterparts here on YouTube and across the, in other forms of media. I don't believe Donald Trump is delirious. I do not believe he's suffering from dementia. I do not believe he has any mental problems. I don't really believe it. I need a lot more a lot more evidence, a lot more proof to be able to believe that. I believe that he is simply lying. Because there's a lot of things that he says and does that people are like, oh, it's dementia. No, he's a liar. It doesn't mean he's suffering from dementia just because he's a liar. But let's get to why he's a liar on this particular topic. Donald Trump claims to have won a presidency on his first try. This is a lie. Donald Trump ran for president for the Reform Party back in 2000. In the election that ended up seeing George W. Bush elected president after all the mess down in Florida. So there goes that. Donald Trump, that right there proves you're a liar. Now my question is, there could be something wrong with you if you seem to think that you can just repeatedly, over and over and over, lie about things that are easily verifiable. It doesn't make any sense. Politicians lie. That's what they do. I'm used to that. I understand that. That's why I'm here making videos about politicians and politics. Because I'm tired of politicians trying to get away with lies. But to repeatedly lie about something that you know can easily just be Googled in 20 seconds and prove that you're lying doesn't make any sense. So I really don't think that you're delirious or anything. I don't think you're delusional. I don't think you're suffering from dementia, Mr. Trump. I just think you're a grade A liar. So, more on the 2000 campaign that he ran. He was trying to run for president for the Reform Party. He had a lot of support in the party until Jesse Ventura pulled out of the party, saying he no longer supported the party because of internal disagreements and stuff. And there went Donald Trump's support. Because back in 2000, Donald Trump made sense. He made some good points. He had some good ideas. And I don't know what happened to that Donald Trump. I really don't. There's a point where he called for universal health care. But all he's done is try to get rid of it. For example, those are some of the things he talked about. in the 2000 election. He talked about tax reform, and tax reform to benefit everyone. Not tax reform just to benefit the top 0.5% of the country. But actual tax relief for the working man, working woman, working family. He talked about expanding food stamps, not cutting them. But trying to make it to where food stamps weren't needed. But sure, he was very much still a businessman, and he was still wanting to get regulations and stuff cut for corporations. Well, that's a standard Republican thing. So I'm not going to sit there and, I may disagree with it, but hey, I'm not going to sit there and berate the man over that. But I will berate him over the lies. So Mr. Trump did run for president. He ended up ending his campaign in February of 2000 because it was obvious after Jesse Ventura pulled out that he was not going to do well and that there was just no chance of him succeeding. Now, people are going to be like, oh, how do you know this? Could be because you can go back on the Wayback Time Machine website and they have data for that website. And there's actual videos and stuff of him actually, trying to give a campaign speech back then. Now, that's the only time that I can find that he has literally ran for president. There's dozens of other times where he said he would, and he didn't. But the fact is, Donald Trump did not win an election, presidential election, on his first try. He is not a genius. If he was, he wouldn't have to go around running his mouth, telling people how much of a genius he is. It would show in his actions. But as of yet, it doesn't seem to work that way. And from what is coming out from the Fire and Fury book, based on comments by people in the White House, that Donald Trump is not the brightest bulb in the box. That he has to have things broken down for him to tweet-sized comments, or he just can't comprehend them. And two, he's got other problems where he can't keep his attention on any one topic for more than a minute or two, and that's one of the reasons they have to break it down into Twitter-sized chunks, as well as some of the briefings they had to add pictures and stuff for him to understand what it was. He doesn't even know what anything is in this government. And I know some of y'all are going to sit there and say, oh, well, that's a good thing. Donald Trump doesn't need to know everything, because he's just the president and they got other people to take care of that. But the thing is, he doesn't know how our nuclear weapons work. He doesn't know how our military works. He doesn't even know what our military needs. He just assumes he knows what they need. At least our last two presidents would defer to the military and ask them what they needed. Even though I thought that it was a bit much to sit there and always do exactly what the military leaders asked, at least you were asking them what they were thinking and what they wanted. Here, he seems to think he knows better than everybody. The man thinks he's a genius, and he's far from it. So at the end of the day, like I said, I don't believe Donald Trump to be suffering from dementia or anything like that, or having any kind of major mental capacity issues. I do believe he's an egomaniac, and I do believe he actually thinks that by lying about things that can easily be verified and proven as lies, he thinks he's doing something good for himself and good for his brand or whatever. It's the whole belief that if you tell a lie enough to enough people, sooner or later people are going to grow to believe it. The thing is, though, each lie is covered up by yet another lie. Like, he could sit there and try and lie to his base and tell them, hey, I know the calendar says it's Monday, but it's really Tuesday. And not flinch an eye. And then, all his followers are like, oh, maybe it really is. And everybody else be like, no, it's not. And then the next day he'll come back on TV and he'll come up with another lie. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to lie again and again and again about things that can easily be verified and proven as lies when it's just easier to tell the truth. That's all you got to do. The truth isn't that hard to tell. And so, Donald Trump, I don't know why you lied about this. I think it's absolutely stupid that you did. And that's all I got for you today. Donald Trump is really just not all there. I don't know what it is. I don't think he's suffering from dementia or anything. I just think he's not that intelligent. I really believe that's what it is. I don't think he's, has any mental capacity issues. I just think there's something wrong with his ego. He's such an egomaniac that he thinks he is just the best at everything, and it all has to be told to him to be the best, no matter what he does. I mean, he doesn't. If he hires people in the White House, they have to be able to say whatever he wants to hear. And I guess that's one reason I would never make it in that particular, realm. I would never be able to work for Donald Trump because I would have to sit there and tell him exactly what he wanted to hear, even if it was a lie. Now, anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, share it everywhere if you can. Trying to get those subs up and try to get the views up at the same time. As of this week, as of restarting up after the new year, I have not had very many views. So if you could, give it a watch, share it, let people see the video, and y'all have a great day.